All right. Good afternoon to everybody. Um, I hope some of you can join me now, or you may be able to join me later. But if you can hear me, I see you on Wesley. Let me know if I can be heard. Just post up under there, President, you can be heard. All right. So, hey, Wesley. Listen, I am here today because this is the first day or the first voting day that we have. And in case you don't know it, it is imperative that we get back up and vote. Arkansas in 2020 had the lowest voter turnout in all of the United States. And primarily the Drew County NAACP Branch 6042 has gotten in the race to get you back to trusting the system and getting involved in making decisions. It's quite clear that if you don't be involved in the voting process, is that someone is going to continue to make up your mind for you. And all that leaves us to do is to complain. You know, we complain very well at home, very well to each other on social media. But what really makes the difference is if you get up and vote. And I hope many of you, as long as we as an organization and other organizations have been putting out information, National Voter Registration Day, voterview.org, how you could go and check your information. I really hope that you have checked your information so that you can vote, because y'all, it's election time. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's like when I was riding around town this morning, I almost wanted to cry just thinking about what the outcome could be out of this election. Just thinking about the people who are frustrated because they hear the rhetoric, they hear the lies, they hear the slander. I mean, there's even racism, and you talk about division in the body of Christ. It is amazing. Uh, it's good division here. However, it doesn't mean that Christ does not live, since we are the Bible Belt, pretty much of Arkansas and the world and so forth. Arkansas, we still very religious people, very active in our religion. I want you to say, don't even let that get in the way. If you have a relationship with God yourself, then you go to Him. And because there are some things that even the religious world has been twisting the information to make it appear to what uh, they believe. I want to let you know that when President Obama ran for office, and this is not biased. I'm trying to get you to think for yourself, okay? When he ran for office, it was prophesied that it was the end of the world, that the Antichrist was coming. I'm not sure where all of that comes from, even spiritually, but you need, if you do have that practice in your life, practice talking to God yourself and what you really want. Don't allow people to lead you, just like, let me tell you something, just like the rest of your life, where you don't let nobody, you don't let religious folks lead you there. You do whatever you want to do. Uh, then take this same liberty during voting time and say, look, I'm going to do this thing by policy, and by policy only. Not by, you don't have to do it by color, but if that's how you relate and you relate by color, don't let nobody downplay you because you do choose that way. Hey, it is what it is. It's been that way uh, since America has been America, right? Whether we've had any person of color, any person of gender running and so forth. People have voted. This is nothing new. There is nothing new going on at this time that has not already been going on. So it doesn't make the world any worse than what it has already been. It's just some of us that are just here fighting to continue to bring equality and justice, and to where we empower you with information and education so you can make an informed decision, okay? So that's what we're here for. I'm president of the Drew County NAACP 6042 branch, and we have our voter campaign is Wake Up Southeast. The reason we did that is because although Arkansas is last far as voting, guess where Southeast goes? Yeah, we don't turn up at the polls. We don't turn up. No, we turn up. We just don't turn up at the polls. How about it's time for you to turn up at the polls? And the biggest thing that you can be always concerned about should be your local and your state candidates. You really, I know the presidential stake election is at stake, but you ought to be able to understand what you have going on in Arkansas. Some of this may not help some of you who are not in Arkansas, but perhaps it will inspire you to go and find your information. So what I'm going to do, if you have not been to vote yet, I thought it might be a good time for me to go ahead and bring clarity to some of the issues that we have. And we have every year. Have you ever showed up at the polls and you had all of these big long, all this big long information, and you're trying to read through the information and you're trying to figure out at the last minute what it means? Well, it was probably those ballot measures, okay? Ballot measures, which are called issues, they will become issues. And these issues, or Arkansas ballot issue, is what they are, okay? Which are ballot measures. And just to sum it up, different groups of people sponsor these ballots and they collect a certain amount of signatures in order for them to actually get on the ballot and allow the citizens to vote for them in your state as to whether or not they will pass. And so you may have even signed some of them that did not make it, okay? But if you get enough signatures, you should be able to get it. And this can be done. Citizens, some of you who are out there and you got a strong feeling about some policy or something there that you need to change or add to, you can go, I think it's the Attorney General's office, and you can see about how can I get my proposal on the ballot for all citizens to vote for, okay? So I'm going to talk about the first one, and the first issue is issue 1, okay? Issue 1, and the title of it is allowing state lottery proceeds to fund vocational or technical school scholarships for Arkansans. I'm going to show you the popular name for it is this. It is a constitutional amendment to provide that lottery proceeds may be used to fund or provide scholarships and grants to Arkansas citizens enrolled in vocational technical schools and technical institutes. When you get to your ballot, you should see that it is an amendment to the Arkansas Constitution to provide that lottery proceeds may be used to fund or provide scholarships and grants to Arkansas citizens enrolled in vocational technical schools and technical institutes. I'm going to say that again. Issue 1 is about Arkansas, is the amendment to amend the Arkansas Constitution to provide or include now in the lottery proceeds. You know, we already have a constitution, an amendment, and that already covers your public and private colleges. Now, this issue has been placed on the ballot to extend or to expand scholarships and grants from lottery sales to actually include finances, funding, money to vocational technical schools and technical institutes, okay? Let's talk about how the issue got on the ballot. Is that Arkansas senators and representatives voted to place issue 1 on the 2024 general election ballot. The Arkansas Constitution grants the legislature the right to include up to 3 constitutional amendments on the general election ballot. And I want you to know that I'm getting this information from the University of Arkansas Division of Agriculture, Research and Extension. That's the University of Arkansas Systems, okay? So they break it down in a very unbiased way. And that's what I chose to bring to you to try to help you understand, okay? This issue, which is very important, on any issue, you probably want to know who were the people behind this issue, because you may or may not want to continue to support these people in the future. But the issue here, the sponsors was Representative Robin Lundstrom of Elm Springs and Senator Jane English of North Little Rock, okay? That's Representative Robin Lundstrom of Elm Springs and Senator Jane English of North Little Rock. I don't know if they are Republican or Democrats. I do not know, but again, I want to encourage you to vote on policies and not necessarily on parties, okay? So let's look at what does a for means. So if you vote for this issue, you are in favor of changing the state constitution to allow proceeds from lottery ticket sales to fund or to also fund scholarships and grants at vocational technical schools and technical institutes. Again, if you vote for, that means that you approve for this amendment or the amendment to be expanded to include funding, scholarships and grants to vocational technical colleges, schools, and technical institutions. That's like, I think the University of Arkansas at Monticello has a VOTEC school. So right now, the lottery funds are not for vocational schools, but this would allow people that attend these colleges will be able to compete for these scholarships and grants as well to cover their education and their skill training. Voting against this means that you don't favor this change. And so lottery funded scholarships would continue to be limited to students attending public and private nonprofit 2- or 4-year colleges and universities. Let me repeat this. If you are against it, it's saying that you do not favor the extension of this amendment to cover students any further than public or private nonprofit 2- or 4-year colleges and universities, okay? All right. So that is issue 1, okay? Now I'm going to look at issue 2. Issue 2 has had a lot of advertisement, vote against, vote against. You've gotten things in the mail that teaches or tells you that you should vote against it. I want to give you a unbiased view, and then you can choose whether you are for or against this one as well. So the ballot title for this, which is kind of lengthy, so I'm going to do my best to summarize it. An amendment to the Arkansas Constitution, Amendment 100. Now, type Amendment 100 in there for me, Wesley. If you want to go search out Amendment 100, you can. It is an amendment to the Arkansas Constitution, Amendment 100, to reduce the number of casino licenses that the Arkansas Racing Commission is required to issue from 4 to 3. Amendment 100 to repeal authorization for a casino in Pope County, Arkansas, and to repeal the authority of the Arkansas Racing Commission to issue a casino license for Pope County, Arkansas, amending Amendment 100 to add subsections, providing that if the Arkansas Racing Commission or other governing body issues a casino license for a casino in Polk County, Arkansas, prior to the effective date of this amendment, then said license is revoked on the effective date of this amendment. Amending Amendment 100 to add subsection providing that if a future constitutional amendment authorizes the issuance of a casino license in any county other than those issued now or hereafter to Crittenden County, Garland County, well, Crittenden County is the Southland Racing Corporation. Garland County is the Oaklawn Jockey Club, and Jefferson County is to Downstream Development Authority of the Quapaw Tribe of Oklahoma, and later transferred to Saracen Development, LLC. Then the quorum court of each county where a casino is to be located shall call a special election. Here's the key. They're amending Amendment 100 to add, okay, and here's the key, that these places, okay, when they're trying to get a license to operate their casinos, then the quorum court of each county where a casino is to be located shall call a special election by ordinance to submit the question of whether to approve of a casino in the county. To me, I think this is one of the basic understanding that you need to know, is that this one is voting for it. I mean, they're trying to expand it so that people in the county through the quorum court would vote as to whether or not to bring these licenses and to add these casinos. Hopefully I'm interpreting from, I went above this and been listening to other people, but that's what I actually get out of it. You can read it. Amendment 100, also to add subsection setting the date for the special election and requiring the ordinance calling a special election to state the election date and to specify the format of the question on the ballot as for a casino in whatever county, against a casino in quote unquote whatever county, and the question presented to voters must include whether or not a casino may be located in that county. Now I'm gonna kind of stop reading all that. So how did this get on the ballot? Wow. Probably, you know. Okay, so let me read to you how it got on the ballot. Arkansas is one of 15 states where citizen groups can, with voter petitions, put a proposed constitutional amendment, state law, or veto referendum on the ballot. Okay, Arkansas is one of 15 states where citizen groups can, with voter petitions, put a proposed constitutional amendment, state law, or veto referendum on the ballot. Constitutional amendments require verified voter signatures. That's what I talked about these ballot issues before, require signatures. So this proposal was included on the statewide ballot distributed by the Secretary of State on August the 22nd to county election officials, okay? Let me show you. Constitutional amendments required verified voter signatures from at least 10% of the number of people who voted for governor in the last election, with a certain percentage coming from at least 50 of the state's 75 counties. And so this was passed by a group of concerned, a citizens group, and it was put on the ballot. Okay, that's in my short term. Yes, that is a lot. So here's what you might want to hear. Okay, if you vote for, okay, let's go ahead and summarize this up. If you vote for this issue 2, it means that you are in favor of changing the state constitution to remove the Polk County Casino gaming license from the Arkansas Constitution, and should any future amendments authorizing additional casino license be approved by a statewide vote, require a special election and approval of voters in the county where that casino would be located to approve it. Okay, let me go back again and see if that makes sense. Okay, if you vote for, you are in favor of changing the present constitution to remove the Polk County Casino gaming license from the Arkansas Constitution. It was already put in there that they could get gaming license, okay? And should any future amendments, you would remove any future amendments authorizing additional casino license be approved by a statewide vote, requiring a special election and approval of voters in that specific county, okay? Now, if you vote against it, that means that you are not in favor of changing the state constitution. The Polk County Casino gaming license would remain in the Constitution. And should any future casino license be approved by a statewide vote, a special election and approval of voters in the county where that casino would be located would not be required. Okay, that's the simplicity of it. If you vote for it, you are in favor of changing it, taking out Polk County already written in casino gaming license, okay? You would also be saying that you want to continue to approve that there is a statewide vote requiring special elections and approvals coming from said counties. If you vote against it, you leave everything like it is. Polk County gets their casino gaming license. They remain in the Arkansas Constitution, and there does not have to be a special election and approval of voters in the county where that casino will be located. You would not have to be approved. I don't know what y'all think about that. There's been a lot of people talking, a lot of people that vote for it like to have some say-so. Some people say let the chips fall where they may. Get this gaming, get these casinos up in here any way possible because they think that casinos provide more income to the area. It also provide jobs for people. That's on you, however you choose. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go to issue 3. Now, I'm just read that issue 3 some kind of way, although it's going to be on the ballot, it will not be counted. That is correct. The Arkansas Supreme Court ruled October 21st, 2024, which is today, that votes cast on issue 3 will not be counted. So I'm not going to go through the gruesome, well, I guess I'll let you know what that is that they went ahead and passed. This was about marijuana. Let me see. Okay. This is about the marijuana. I'm going to try to find you a summarized information on that. Okay. So what I've read on this issue is that right now, in order to get a marijuana card, okay, I will. I'm gonna get some coffee juice or something. So on this issue that we voting on, it's gonna be on a ballot, but you won't have to worry about voting. So this was an issue that was going to expand who could get marijuana cards. Okay, who would be eligible to for marijuana cards. At the time that it was put on the ballot, a 4 vote meant that you were in favor of changing the Arkansas Constitution to prohibit legislatures from changing or repealing any constitutional amendment without another vote of the people, and you were in favor of expanding the state's existing medical marijuana program with regards to who could qualify for the program, the types of healthcare professionals who can certify patients for the program and to allow patients to grow marijuana at home. And what I read about it is that this would allow those who have medical cards grow it at home. I think they could grow about 10%. Let me move over here to my other information. That part really disturbed me, that it's not now. We don't get a chance to say anything about it. But okay, it was okay. Let me tell you what happened. Although voters will see this issue on the ballot, any votes cast for and against will not count, because the Arkansas Supreme Court ruled in a 4-3 opinion that the popular name and ballot title was misleading. I think it's just coming off, period. But this amendment would have expanded the medical marijuana program by adding more qualifying conditions, expanding who can certify a patient card. Now, when it come up again, you need to understand that this. The amendment would have also changed an Arkansas law regarding initiatives and referendums. That law currently allows constitutional amendments to be changed or repealed by legislature if approved by 2/3 of all members of the House and state. This would allow actually a certain percentage, and I don't want to, I'm going to take a guess at it, but don't hold me to it. I think I just read that 10%, they could, oh, no, 10 ounces. That's what I'm looking for. I think that if this had passed, if this would still be on the ballot and we voted for it, it would allow people who grow it, patients that have it and can grow it, that they could grow up to 10 ounces of marijuana at home. Basically, for me, Lord, it was just giving, just helping us build more drug dealers, because I know everybody don't have to have it. I'm gonna try to keep my opinion out of that. But anyway, it's gonna be on a ballot, but don't you guys worry about it. Just worry about issue 1 and issue 2 as to whether or not you are for it or against it. And I hope that this helps somebody today. You need to take a look at your federal, your representatives and senators in your district, as to know who you are voting for. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put these videos up on my page, on our Wake Up Arkansas page, and the Drew County NAACP page, so that you can see the faces of those people. Sometimes you need to put a face with the name, okay, so that when you go to the poll, you would know who you're voting for as your state, your district representatives as well. That's another thing. We will sit up there and kind of make a judgment call as to whether or not we are Republican, Democratic, or Libertarian, but put some faces to these names. Listen before you go. Listen to what you can actually go on the Arkansas legislature website, see what these people represent, who they're voting for. What have they voted down? I can tell you now that I'm looking for a representative who will help fight the tenant and landlord. At the present time, we don't really have any protection for people who rent. We have no protection. I heard one of the tenants said to me that a landlord in Drew County said that, they have an infestation of roaches, and they have been trying to get that since they started renting their property. And these people told them they were not responsible for those roaches. Now, it's time that our representatives and senators in Arkansas know that we're not pleased with that. We're not pleased with, and that we can't do it in this election, but I want you to know that NAACP, Drew County, is going to be on top of this, because we just can't have these slum lords in town who live in mansions and drive fancy cars and get their bank loans off of so-called good property, and then they just treat the tenant and they charge all this money and they do what they want to do. Okay, we don't have any zoning to stop people from just having junk cars and equipment and things in their yards. We don't have any coverage there. And so we got to begin to let our representatives know, if one way or the other, if we voted for them or did not vote for them, they need to start dancing to our music. They need to start listening as to what makes a difference to us and supporting that. Otherwise, we're going to work to keep them out of office. All right. So now you should be ready. Like and share this with everybody you can, even if you have to put the link to somebody's text. Get this out to everybody in Arkansas so we can show up at the polls informed. God bless you. And this has been Clarissa Pace, Drew County NAACP branch president. And this is our continuous watch and education through our voter turnout campaign, Wake Up Southeast. God bless. Have a great day.